Okay, now let's take a look at this piece of music by Dmitri Kabalevsky, The Clown. You can see the right hand on the top, left hand on the bottom. The left hand on the bottom is basically going root fifth. It's a root fifth, and then lower fifth, higher fifth. So he's going. It's like he's going. Well, basically playing the 1 and the 5 of the 1 chord. Now we're in the key of C or A minor. But look at this. He starts off by going C sharp in beat 1, and then beat 2 he goes to C natural. Guess what? We're going from A major to A minor. Now how do I know that? Well, let's look at the preponderance of notes. In beat 1, we have these notes showing up. We have A, C sharp, E, and an A. And there is a B in there, but of the 5 notes that you see there, 4 of those notes belong to an A major chord. Second beat, what are the notes we have in beat 2 all together? All 5 notes, we have an A, a C, an E, and then a B. All right, well, guess what? 4 of those 5 notes comprise an A minor chord. So that's an A minor. So that's why I put that designation underneath. And what I did is I wrote the names of the chords that are being outlined in each of these beats so that I could see the pattern. And I'm seeing them going from A major to A minor, the second measure. Well, again, let's take a look at beat 1. The majority of the notes in beat 1, we have an A, C sharp. Well, there's a B, and then there's an A, and then a B again. Guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 6 notes are notes right out of an A major chord. Beat 2, again, the majority of the notes are out of the A minor chord. So we see them bouncing from A major to A minor. Now, what makes a major or minor chord major or minor? It's what you do with the third. And that's what he's doing here. C sharp is a third of an A major chord. C natural is a third of an A minor chord. So he's going back from major to minor, major to minor. And it gives a real funny, odd feel and sound. Not totally unexpected because he's trying to describe musically the unpredictability and the weirdness of a clown. And that's what you have here. So, first, and I split this thing up also into 4 bars, phrases. I put double lines of 4-bar phrases because I started noticing that he wrote in 4-bar phrases. Now, let's take a look at the second 4 bars. It's A minor to E7, I said. Wow, look at that. Well, the first beat, again, we have all the notes from an A major chord. In the second beat of measure 6, we have all the notes of an E7 chord. Excellent. But look what he does in the second, measure 6, the second bar of this phrase. A major chord again, but now he goes to an E minor. Notice there's a G natural there instead of a G sharp. So I started noticing he's going from A major to E major, A major to E minor, A major to E major, and then he stops on an A. And then, what does he do? Well, aren't we in the key of C? Really? Yeah. So he goes to the 4 chord. That's a really common place to go for pop music. In fact, much music. I don't care what kind of genre it is. It's not uncommon to go from 1 to 4. So he does that. In the second section of the song, first 8 bars, he's in the key of C, more or less. A minor, if you want to get technical. Now he's going to go to the 4 chord, F major. But where he went from A major to A minor, he does the same thing with the F major chord. He's bouncing from F major to F minor. What's the difference between F major and F minor? A or A flat. That's it. Take a look at beat 1. We have 5 notes in beat 1 between the left and right hand. All but one of those notes belong to an F major chord. The F minor chord, the next beat, has 5 notes in it total between the left and right hand. Guess what? The majority of those notes are an F minor chord. We have a C, an A flat, and a C. Wow. So he's bouncing back from F major to F minor for this next section. And then he goes back to the A minor field. But now, instead of root 5 movement on the left hand, he's got some chords going in here. And he's doing something very strange and cool on the second beat. Instead of going from A minor to E, he's going from A minor to A diminished. And he's putting let's see, he's putting the diminished 5, or the E flat, or in this case D sharp, he's putting it in the bottom of that chord stack. So we have this chromatic feel, bum, 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 bum. Hear that? So now he's messing with A minor to A diminished, going to 1, 2, 3. Then we get to measure 16, 17. It's an E dominant 7. Your turnaround, big turnaround, classic turnaround, because he's taking us back to the beginning, and he reprises the beginning phrase. A major, A minor, A major, A minor, A major, A minor, A major, E7, and now we have our last 4 bars. A major to E7, A minor to E minor. Now you notice before how he went from A major to E major, A major to E minor. Now he's switching between A major and E7. You know what? And that is a typo there. That is not an A minor there. He's playing an A major chord again. So we're going from A major to E7, and it's A major, not A minor, to E minor, A major, and then the last 2/8 notes of the 3rd bar of this last phrase, he's going from a C major. How do I know that? Look at the chords. We have a C, E, and a G. Going to an E7, C major, E7, and he ends on an A major. Right down there at the bottom. How cool is that? So now, what are the principles I can pull out of this piece of music? He starts off in A minor, and he bounces between A major and A minor. What I would call the B section, he goes to the 4 chord of the key of C, which is related to A minor. I know this gets confusing, but it's genius. And then he plays F major, F minor against each other, and then goes back to the A minor, E major, E minor thing. It's stunning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can write a piece that takes these principles and see if I can come up with a string quartet that will take this idea that I've got from him of switching between major and minor and see what I can come up with. All right? Mr. G out.